really that Meghan Markle has become something of, well, shall we say a diva, a Duchess diva, a demon Duchess, whatever you want to call her, that so many magazines have actually called her now for so many months. You see, before it was glorious tributes about our wonderful brand new member of the British monarchy. But as now as staff, and I've told you this in my by royal appointments, staff come out and they literally want their version, their side of the story now to be heard. And you can't blame them, you know, as many people know, and now very much in print. Apparently, Meghan, working for Meghan on that podcast with Spotify, actually sent people into therapy. I don't know about you, I thought I needed therapy listening to it, but there you go. But what's interesting now is a new version of events is developing. And this is really all about a kickback, you know, making sure that you basically know Meghan's story. And this will be one that will be reiterated by her team to try and curve the swerve, as it were, of all that negative PR, particularly surrounding this particular piece. Let me explain. Hi, good to see you. Yes, I'm talking to you. Thank you so much as ever for taking the time out to join me. You know, publicity and celebrities are very difficult things. As we saw recently on the Grammy Awards with Kanye West and all of that sort of stuff, and his wife, Bianca Briani, or whatever she's called, you know, desperate attempts, appearing virtually naked in front of a crowd. Well, she stole the Grammys, but with no talent, you know. People are talking about her, but that's about it. The same could be said, of course, for the former royal known as Meghan Markle. What is her talent apart from appearing in a sort of B-list soap opera type show? It was nice, it was fun, it was throwaway, but it certainly wasn't breaking any pots, right? What's interesting here, though, according to a very well-placed source, they basically realise, her team at least, that they're going to hit out against Vanity Fair. Ooh, a bit Vanity Fair are trembling. Now, Vanity Fair, of course, is one of those glossy magazines that I'm sure, unless you're very rich, you look at it in the news salon or magazine racks and think, yeah, very nice, but I'm not paying that for it. But of course, it's part of the Condé Nast global media empire. As I told you recently, though, one of their finest magazines, Vogue, had to move out of their celebrated offices for many years in the very heart of Mayfair in London. Now, what was interesting, and this is where the story gets very interesting indeed, as we saw, they were called American Hustlers on the front cover, and they basically went to town detailing exactly how difficult Meghan and Harry's dream had been. Now, let's not forget, they'd had already something of a fractious relationship with the budding Duchess at the very start when they did that cover, I'm Just Wild About Harry. And then suddenly, you know, there were lots of problems, retractions, dividend, that sort of stuff. And they really had saved this for quite some time. But of course, they saved it to track it. But according to her team, it's simply this. Obviously, Vanity Fair is published by the same company, as I said, as Vogue magazine, Condé Nast. Now, apparently her team have worked out that it comes as no surprise just a few days before this particular hit piece, as they are calling it, against Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, came out, that they announced via the global world editor of Vogue, Anna Wintour, that they're trying to pursue Catherine, the Princess of Wales, to be a front cover star at any costs. And this, apparently, is why they believe that they've attacked Meghan and Harry. Well, this is ridiculous because, as I said to you before, magazines normally take up to 6 weeks to plan and decide the front cover. So this is not done on a whim. And I was told that the Catherine option really only came around once, of course, Catherine, Princess of Wales, had announced her remission and her slow sort of way back into the working royal world. But according to Meghan Markle and her team, and as ever allegedly, well, Catherine, you see, they've now gone for her. After all, I've been a big seller for Vanity Fair, and this is how they treat me. That is showbiz, Meghan. You must know it. You're in, you're out. And suddenly, if you remain kind of aloof with a lot of interest factor around you, like, of course, the Princess of Wales, they may just return and give you what you want. Either way, Meghan apparently and her team are not quite done with Vanity Fair yet. Neil Sean, Kensington, London.